Make your holiday complete with a succulent prime rib dinner. Hello everyone, it's Molly from Molly's Home Cooking channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 popular methods of roasting a delicious prime rib. They're all tasted by my friends and family. Which one is best? Stay tuned and you will find out. Prime rib or standing rib roast have an eye shape in the center with exquisite fat marbling, making it a popular choice for holidays or special occasion. Always go for bone-in. It adds a robust flavor to the meat. And ask the butcher to remove and tie the bones back for easier carving. Each bone can feed 2 people. A day before, salt your meat with kosher salt to achieve a crispy crust. Place it on a baking sheet and store it uncovered in the refrigerator overnight or at least 2 to 3 hours if you are short in time. The next day, bring the meat to room temperature. This step is crucial for even cooking. Infuse oil, add incredible flavor and aroma to the meat without burning the spices. In a saucepan, gently heat 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 sprig of fresh rosemary, and a bunch of fresh thyme. Add 3 crushed, unpeeled garlic cloves and cook it low and slow for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally to prevent burning. Your house will smell amazing. Remove from the heat and let it cool and develop deeper flavor. Now strain the oil and reserve those garlic cloves for a sensational au jus. I like a complete meal in one tray that I can relax and enjoy with my friends and family. Start by chopping 1 sprig of rosemary and set aside. Wash and drain baby potatoes and baby carrots and place them on a roasting tray. Season with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. Mince 3 garlic cloves. Then add the chopped rosemary with a few sprigs of thyme. Drizzle some olive oil and mix well. To achieve a crispier crust, it's very important to dry the meat very well with paper towel. Now brush it with the infused oil and season it with kosher salt and generous amount of coarse black pepper for this crunchy, peppery crust. Place the prime rib over the baby potatoes and add 1 cup of beef or chicken stock or just water. Use a probe thermometer to achieve your desired temperature, making it a stress-free without guessing or ruin your main dish. For the perfect pink from edge to edge, I use the reverse searing method. Set your oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and roast the meat low and slow until the internal temperature will reach 120 degrees Fahrenheit. As soon as you hear the beep, remove the prime rib from the oven and cover it loosely with aluminum foil and let it rest for minimum 45 minutes and up to 2 hours. Keep in mind, the internal temperature will continue rising by 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit due to carryover cooking. While the meat is resting, I'm preparing the red wine au jus. Strain and place 3 tablespoons pan dripping with 1 tablespoon of flour in a medium saucepan and mix well until the flour dissolves. Add 1 cup of red wine, like Cabernet Sauvignon, and bring it to a boil. Cook out the alcohol until it's reduced by half. Then add few sprigs of fresh thyme, 2 cups of beef or chicken stock and mince the garlic cloves from the infused oil. Add 1 sprig of fresh rosemary, mix and season with salt and freshly ground black pepper, and cook for additional 5 more minutes. Now discard the herbs, remove from the heat, strain, and set aside. Just before dinner, preheat your oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Set the prime rib on a tray with a wire rack and add some water to prevent smoke. Roast the meat no longer than 10 minutes. Place the meat on a cutting board and remove the strings that hold the ribs. Cut and reserve those ribs for a delightful treat. While carving the meat, I noticed that the fat didn't render as I expected. However, the interior cooked perfectly with an even pink edge to edge, tender and juicy. The potatoes and the carrot were slightly undercooked, but a few minutes back in the oven resolved that. These conclusions are my own opinion based on my own experience. In this method, you don't need thermometer. You need to use calculation. 5 minutes per pound. And it all depends how much your prime rib weighs. For example, if your prime rib weighs 7 pounds, you multiply it by 5. So you need to roast your prime rib at 500 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. Then you turn off the oven and do not open the door. Leave the prime rib in the oven for full 2 hours. The prime rib will continue cooking with its own heat. After 2 hours, you remove the prime rib and let it rest. Some people suggest that you can carve it immediately. From my experience, you must let the prime rib rest. If not, you will have juice flowing everywhere. For this method, size matter. When roasting a larger prime rib versus a smaller one, you get a different result. My roast weighed 11.5 pounds, multiplied by 5 minutes. Roasting time was almost an hour. The fat rendered excessively. Interior meat cooked uneven, and it was too rare to our taste. This method is good for a smaller roast only. I prepared meat, baby potatoes, carrots the same way as the other method. I roast the meat at 480 degrees Fahrenheit for the first 15 minutes. Then I lower the heat to 325 degrees Fahrenheit and continue cooking until it reached temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Throughout my testing, numerous prime rib technique, best if you let it rest on a wire rack instead of a cutting board for a better circulation. Cover it loosely with aluminum foil and let it rest minimum of 45 minutes, depends how big is your prime rib, before you carve it. The fat render beautifully, as I hope, pink and juicy center, potatoes and carrots cooked to perfection. If you have a leftover prime rib, best if you don't slice it. Keep it as one piece and wrap it with saran wrap to keep it juicy. All these conclusions are from my own personal experience. Once we enjoyed tasting the 3 different methods, which they all came out delicious, our personal preference voted #1, the high and low method. The prime rib cooked to perfection, the fat rendered beautifully, and it gave the prime rib a crispy crust, juicy and tender center. Delicious, out of this world. Although this is our personal preference. Yours might be different. There is no one method fits all. There is no right or wrong method. You choose what is best for you. I hope that this video will help you to decide which method is good for you and your family. And thank you for watching. Now go and treat yourself to a delicious prime rib dinner. Happy holiday.